Hey, hi, my name is Dr. William. I head HR at Notion Press Media Private Limited, and I'm really happy to be invited by Sapient HR to be as the host for this podcast. So today we do have an amazing topic, and we have an amazing guest with us. We do have Dr. Bharanidharan Chockalingam with us. He heads the HR at Sun Direct, and we are going to talk a very important topic, a very trending topic about which is nothing but burnout. So I just give it just about what Sapient HR does, and then the we'll talk more about the topic. So the primary objective of this podcast series is to create a platform where leadership insights meet practical strategy. It seeks to empower leaders, HR professionals, and entrepreneurs and aspiring managers with perspectives that help them lead with purpose rather than position, align people's strategy with business outcome, build resilient, high-performing teams, navigate complexity with clarity. So, with that, I would like to move forward. We will just play a gist about our guest for the evening, and then we'll move forward with the questions. Great. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, you can just give a small introduction about yourself, and then we'll move forward, sir.
Yes, good evening, and it's
Good
my
evening.
pleasure to be part of this program. And
Okay.
myself, Dr. Bharanidharan, and I'm basically an engineer graduate with having a MBA and a PhD qualification from Madras University, and the total of 30 plus years of experience. And currently, I'm heading the HR for Sundirect TV Private Limited, and so it's very good, appreciable that you guys are doing this kind of stuffs, identifying more HR fraternity, so that everyone will get motivated from your side. All the best for your team, and I
Thank
look
you, sir.
forward
Thank you.
more and more to work with you all.
Thank you, sir. So we have got different segments and different questions. So let me first go with the first question. So burnout has become one of the most discussed workplace challenges today. Is burnout really increasing, or people simply more aware and willing to talk more about it?
So, in my experience, I can say it is both. Both we can say,
Okay.
because in today's modern scenario or technological advancement, the burnout is definitely it is on an increasing phase, and
Okay.
because everyone is on the online, they are sending the notification. Digital platforms are there. There is an urgency for each and every person to revert as soon as possible. So I
Okay.
think there is an increase in the burnout for an employee. At the same time, on the other hand, we can say that employees are well aware about the burnout, and they want to know more things about what is burnout and what are the signs of the burnout, and how what are the activities they have to do to come out of the burnout, like that. So I would say both of the things are applicable for this.
Very nice, very nice. Well said. So when you hear about burnout, what does it truly mean from a HR and leadership perspective, sir? What is your opinion about it?
So burnout is a state of, physical, mental, and emotional silos
Okay.
or exhaustion, we can say. So from an HR and leadership perspective, I would say that we should consider it not as an individual problem, or it is not a departmental problem. So
Okay.
it should be considered as an organizational problem. So burnout is an organizational problem because when an employee comes under this burnout issue, um, probably he cannot give the output, desired output, or the retention of the employee will be difficult, or even it will affect the organizational culture. So
Okay.
I think we have to consider this as an organizational issues in a greater perspective, rather
Okay.
than considering it as an individual.
Very nice, very nice, very well said, sir. So, just want to ask you one question. So, how do you differentiate between temporary stress, fatigue, disengagement, and actual burnout? Because, see, these are all very, very close to each other. But how can an employee and how can a HR identify? So, how to differentiate between temporary stress, fatigue, disengagement, and the real actual burnout? How can you find it?
So considering the temporary stress, so it is a, I mean, it, as you said, temporary. It is a short-term pressure which can be handled, and once the activity is over, it will be moved off. For example, we can consider the marketing department. So
Okay.
the manager of the marketing department wants to have a presentation, AOP, annual operation plan presentation, to the board of members. You will definitely end up with that pressure. Once the presentations are over, he will ended up in that pressure. So it is a short-term pressure, we will say. And
Okay.
the next thing is fatigue, you asked, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So fatigue is, we can say it is physical and mental tiredness, which will be happened because of the repeatedness of the nature. We can take our customer care executives, where
Okay.
they will have regular interaction, repetitive work nature. If they don't have the desired output, definitely they will end up in fatigue. But the fatigue will be reversed after some rest area. And the third is disengagement. So this has happened because of lack of motivation, or the disconnection from the mental or emotional disconnections. So we have to consider the motivational factors or techniques to be taught to the employee to come out of this situation. And finally, the burnout, which we are actually speaking. So the burnout is nothing but, yes, we can define in few words like cynicism, and it is a chronic exhaustion, we can say. And we cannot come out of the situation even after relaxation. So the productivity will decrease. So I think few areas where we have to touch, we are going to speak about this in coming area. That is, what are the factors affecting this burnout and how to come out of the burnout.
Okay. Very nice, sir. So, what are the biggest contributors? What is the biggest contribution to burnout in today's workplace? Unrealistic expectation, one, or poor leadership, or always on work culture, lack of purpose, hybrid work challenges. So, again, I'll repeat, what are the biggest contributors to burnout? Poor leadership, always on work culture, lack of purpose, hybrid work challenges. So what do you say?
So I think we cannot restrict to one. I can take one or two things. The first
Okay.
is, as you said, unrealistic workload, or expectations, we can say, unrealistic expectations. So in today's world, if a person is allotted X KRA, or the expectation from him, and he has achieved 75% of the KRA, and he will be given another KRA from zero. So we don't know how many persons have the capacity to expand beyond his capacity to complete those two tasks. So it will end up in the burnout. So first, I am agreeing with the unrealistic expectations.
Okay.
And the second thing you said is about the poor leadership and the communication, I can say. So prioritizing of work is where many persons are lagging. So n number of KRAs or assignments will be given to an employee, but there should be a clear-cut communication about the prioritization. So those things has to be considered. And another main thing where we spoke in the first question, that is always on work culture. We are on a digital mode. So notification will come, and late night meetings are there, and there is an urge to always to respond to an email. So I think these three factors plays a major role in
Okay.
our burnout.
Nice, sir. So Can burnout happen even when employees love their job? A very interesting question. Can burnout happen even when employees love their job?
I think yes,
Okay.
because when an employee loves his job, he is an excited employee, enthusiastic employee. So
Okay.
he wants to move and he wants to do each and every work on his own. So he wants to stretch on his own. He will accept all the assignments which has been given because he loves to work.
Okay.
So when he gets all the job to be done by himself, there is a chance of um, missing the vacations, missing with the family time. So work-life balances will be lost to him, and it will actually, the burnout will happen when because he cannot able to achieve the targets on time.
Okay. 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 Fine, sir. Very nice. Well put. So just want to ask the next question. Why do high performers or often burn out faster than average performers? Why do high performers often burn out than average performers?
Okay. See, high performers are the high flyers. So few characteristics mention the high performers. Those few characteristics or behavior pattern only gives the opposite reaction of the burnout. Like they are highly reliable, they are achievable, dependable, and they are target oriented, and they even expand
Okay.
to finish the jobs. They see even they will go to the place or location, even to other tables to complete their jobs. So the
Very nice.
high performers generally, the complex assignments they will take. So even the organizations, they will consider that to motivate those high performers, only complex assignments will be given to them. So there is a chance of carrying those complex assignment as well as the persons working under him. So they will find difficult in making them. Also, another characteristic is perfectionism for the high performers. So, as we know, every job they want perfection. So, if they are not getting that perfectionism, they will again and again they will try going on try. So, it will add the pressure to them to complete the tasks within the time, and the burnout definitely will come to them also.
Okay, okay. Very well said. Very well said. So, have we unintentionally glorified overworking by celebrating hustle culture? It's a very interesting question because people are talking more about overworking and the hustle culture. So, have we unintentionally glorified overworking by celebrating hustle culture?
Yes, I would say yes, because as a design itself, uh, we will be comfortable to say any professional success for an employee comes when he works for a longer time, and he picks the phone immediately when the phone bill rings from his boss, and reverting to the late emails and completing the task which is not possible. Also, they have to accept those tasks. So I think this is relevant and in our culture. So as a HR, we have to think of redesigning or restructuring that, so that the burnout will not affect. Because when they accept those tasks, definitely there will be end up in not in a motivational stage, or they will end up in the wrong commitment. They cannot finish as in the time.
Okay, okay. Very well said, sir. Very well said. So, is burnout an employee problem or an organizational design problem, sir? So, whose problem is it?
See, it is an organizational problem comparatively with the individual design. See, for example, the individual person will have training like resilience, they would have a resilient training, and they will have the stress management, stress bursting training. They will do regular exercises. They will attend more motivational sessions. So having attending these type of resilience program or like that will not make them to come out of the burnout. So organization plays a major role in that. So for example, the work unrealistic workloads yeah, to given to an employee which he cannot complete on time, and poor communication, and the lack of communication or leadership, poor leadership, it will play an important role also. So I think both organization also will be equally responsible considering the design of an employee.
Great. Very well said, sir. So what are the earliest signs leader often miss, sir, during this?
Please come again, come again.
So an organization should identify burnout early. So to identify burnout early, what are the earliest signs often leaders miss out?
Okay. See, the earliest sign we would say, see, the burnout does not arise in a single day.
Yeah.
So it might start by day, add day by day, and month by month it will be added, and one day it will be bursting. So that is the burnout. And so the leaders, they should watch about the behavior pattern of the employees. See, an enthusiastic employee, generally they will participate in the team's meeting. They will give some conclusion or ideas. When there is a change in their behavior pattern, like they will, withdraw from the meetings or from the committee, and there less contribution in the brainstorming session, or no ideas is being shared. So there will be a decline in the curiosity. It is a sign for a leaders. And also another thing is the communication to be concerned. That is, they will have a very less reply, slow reply from them. That is one of the thing. And also they will not love to continue the conversation. And also they will be frustrated with the fellow men, or even for a minor issues. So those things has to be considered. And also the main one of the thing is presentism. That is physically present and mentally absent. So those criteria should be identified as an early sign by a leader.
Okay, sir. So, what are the behavioral changes should managers look out for? What are the behavioral changes from employees should a manager look out for?
So it is reduce in the engagement. So
Absenteeism also. Absenteeism also.
yes, yes, exactly.
Go
So
forward.
reduce in engagement first of all, and the second thing is the poor leadership and communication. We can say the and absenteeism, and as well as the presentism, we can say. So those things will be affecting, and also the turnover, employee turnover in a particular department. They have to be concerned about why they are turning around. Lots of turnaround in those departments. What is the problem? Exact problem has to be identified. So the HR department has to go and contact the employees, and they have to check whether there is any issues in the department or anything they have to change. The redesigning, organizational redesigning, like that.
Great, very well said, sir. So, based on your experience, because you do have 27 years plus years of experience, so I just want to ask you, which department typically experiences this burnout more frequently, in your opinion?
Okay. See, based on my experience and interactions with the most of the industries, I see the first affected industry is the healthcare industries.
Okay.
Because see, they are the person who are directly interacting with the vulnerable or hard labors. So they have to take, risk due to the operation theater, operations or something, they have to take the risk jobs, and they'll work for long hours. So I think the number one is um, healthcare industry, we can say, and obviously the second is the customer care industry, we can say, because they have to contact or they have to face the irritated customer, frustrated customers, and they have to convince them, and overall they have to show the performances also by end of the day. So I think those two brings the top, and I don't want to miss our HR department also because I'm in third or fourth place we can give, because we
Okay.
have to coordinate with each and every department, because business will be in X mood and marketing will be in Y mood, and we have to conflict resolution should be done, and we have to train them, grievances should be addressed, everything. So I would not to love to remove this department, our department in this.
Great. Very well said, sir. So my next question is about the leadership role. So can a great leader prevent burnout? It's a very interesting question. So you've been a HR leader. So can you just tell us, can a great leader prevent
So
burnout?
yes. See, burnout is caused by different types of stresses. So these stresses, great leaders cannot eliminate them, but they can reduce the impact or intensity of the stress. So they can give a support, they can play a supportive role, and they can prioritize the work, and they can give the human support, that is manpower support, and they can recognize. So these are the things which a leader can do. Considering two A and B batches, so A will have all this positive and B is having all the negative things, and both of them are giving the the output are equally given by both of the team. So A is actually the considered to be the best team. So the supportive from the leaders is what we require to come out of the burnout. There will be less affected person.
Great. So what leadership behavior unintentionally create burnout? So what leadership behaviors unintentionally create burnout?
Um, so unintentionally create a burnout.
Yes.
Um, Micromanagement.
Okay. Very interesting.
So
Yes. Yes.
micromanagement is one of the major thing, because most of the organization and most of the leaders, they are micromanaging. They want to show each and every process to get approved by the process, and
Okay.
see, obviously the employee, they are all there is some fear inside them,
Okay.
because they have to get the approval, when while showing, they don't want any mistake to be happen,
Okay.
rather than considering the outputs. They are
Okay.
considered about the process itself. So that is, I will say, one thing. Another thing is the prioritization of the work. So
Okay.
uh, n number of projects will be given by a leader, and everything is on the priority basis we have to complete. The
Okay.
employee doesn't know how to prioritize it. So
Okay.
that, I think, the second thing we can give. And the third is inconsistent and communication. That
Okay.
is about the about the output. What is the desired output? So now football is going on. So there is one goal post, and going on changing the goal post will not serve the purpose. They will say in our organization. So this is one goal post. They have to put this goal in this post. When they come nearby, they will change the goal post.
Great.
Okay,
I understand,
so
sir.
that is another area which I think they have to concentrate on this, and obviously the recognition, we can say, recognition of employees, because the recognition is take place only by the long working hours. It is
Okay.
not taken place by the quality of the output where they are giving. So I
Okay.
think those areas has to be considered.
Okay. Okay. Sir, how important is psychological safety, sir? Very important question. How important is psychological safety?
See, psychological safety. Um, I think it is against the burnout. We can come out of the burnout when there is a very good psychological safety. So,
Okay.
psychological safety in the sense, the employee uh, can ask questions, they can come out with some suggestions, ideas,
Okay.
and they will accept the mistakes. Correct? That is the psychological safety. So when there is a less psychological safety in an organization, um, uh, generally the mistakes will be not coming out. It will be hide, and they will not open up. If any unrealistic, targets given, they will not openly say it is an unrealistic target, or openness is entirely it is not there. So the HR plays a vital role in viewing all those things in a organization. So they can go and they can frequently speak with the employees about what make them or prevent them not to achieve those targets, and what make them achieve those targets, and what they think about the workload, whether they are capable of completing the workloads, or the workload is more allotted to them, like that X or Y. So, overall, the psychological safety plays a vital role in against the burnout.
Very nice, sir. Very well said, sir. So my next question will be, how can leaders have a conversation about well-being without sounding scripted? So how can they naturally have a conversation with the employees?
Okay. So well-being. Um, so yes, well-being is. I mean. Is one of the main criteria for coming out of the burnout situation. So, an employee, well-being employee, can be identified by having a discussion, one-to-one discussion. See, generally, when HR or leaders will speak well-being to an employee, when there is a decline in his performance or any issues we have identified, we will call the employee, we will sit with them, and we will ask, what about the well-being, where you come from, and what are the background of your job or nature of the job, something X or Y. So then we will suggest you go to this motivational training X or Y. So at that time, the employee will think that um, this is for the issue, or this is for the decline in the performance. So you will not think about more about that well-being. What is the why we are talking the outcome of the well-being. So well-being should be part of the employee program. So one-to-one discussion with the leaders or the HR should be there, encouraged, and monthly they have to conduct these type of well-being programs, and especially they should ask the employees about what are their workloads, and what are the most challenges they have taken, and what are the advantages of being here, and whether they are aware of the prioritization. Here the leaders play a vital role in the wellness program. See, taking the vacations. The leader should be a role model of taking the vacations, and after 6 p.m., they should not call, or giving respect to the personal space. So when the leaders are able to perform those things, then the employee will have respect on their behavior, not on the speeches. So I think the well-being we have to take care.
Very interesting, sir. Very well said, sir. So my next question will be, should managers themselves be evaluated based on team well-being? And is empathy enough, or must leaders redesign work itself?
Okay, so we're asking about well-being and empathy.
Exactly.
Yes, so I think earlier we used to assess the employee performance or leader performance by output and the quality of the output, or allocations of the work, like that X or Y, and that is one phase. So this is another phase of assessing the leaders by the well-being of the team. and empathy of the team. So considering this well-being, so the collaboration and absenteeism, low absenteeism, and the culture of the team, it plays a vital role. So when the well-being is good enough for an X and Y employee or X and Y team, the collaboration or low absenteeism rate and performances will be improved. So they have to analyze those things, and yes, definitely empathy also plays a major role. So empathy in the sense, the same thing. When any decline in the performances or X or Y comes, the leader or HR has to sit with the employee, and they have to empathetically, they have to redesign the work. So empathy itself is not enough. They have to find what action should be taken for that not meeting those targets, especially redesigning the work culture or automation of the processes or simplifying the process, and any approvals has to be taken, whether it is necessary. Those things has to be find out.
Very nice, sir. Very well said. So the next segment where we are going to talk about HR strategies that really work to reduce the burnout or to get rid of burnout. So which burnout initiatives genuinely make a difference? From your opinion, can you just say which burnout initiatives genuinely make a difference?
So we are speaking about the workload. So I will start with the workload. So workload should be allocated in a correct manner, because that is the basic. When over workload has been given or unrealistic expectations being done, it will definitely affect the employee, and he cannot able to contribute, and definitely burnout will happen. And second thing is, I would say, is the manager development program. So manager development program is one of the, they have to be trained not only on, performance management or assessment of the performance. They have to give a clear-cut role of conflict resolution, understanding the well-being of the employee, and they have to assess based on the outcomes, quality of the output, like that they have to assess them. So, and the third thing I would say is, the flexibility. So the working hours, work from home is not the flexibility. So they have to fix the employee how, when, and where they have to complete those tasks, keeping in mind only the output. So they will come with the correct manner or phase where they have to work and when they have to work, like that. And I think those three things are very important in my aspect.
Very nice, sir. Very well said, sir. So my next question will be, which initiatives look good on paper but rarely solve problems? So because we are HRs and we are not psychologists, right? So what do you think? Which initiatives that would look good on paper to reduce burnout, but they rarely solve the problem? Based on your experience, can you just tell?
Okay. So the initiatives like wellness program,
Zumba class.
Yes, and Friday meditation classes,
Fun Friday.
a fun Friday, and yoga sessions, and healthy snacks. These kind of activities will not going to help in the real time output. In the desk, it will not be given a good output. Also, like resiliency training. If you are giving a training on resilience, definitely it is good that the resilience will have the capability to manage the problem to some extent. But giving an unrealistic task will not be able to match with the resilient training. So another thing is, we can say you can go on vacations, but the employee will be monitored how long they are going on vacations, how many number of days they are going for vacations. So and another is the wellness program, mental health wellness program or something else. When the psychological safety is not there in an organization, giving a mental illness health program doesn't serve the purposes. So I think these are the few things which is not going to help to come out of the burnout.
Very well said, sir. Very well said, sir. Very nice. So my next question will be, how should organization balance employee well-being with business performance? How should employee balance employee wellness being with business performance?
Okay. So as I said, business performance. So now we are considering the performance output based on the how long hours an employee is working. The output based on the measured on the how long hours. A tired employee will work for long hours and he will give an output. A well rested employee will work for small amount of time and he will give the output. So the quality of output differs. So I think as a organization, as an HR, we have to think of thinking performance output as a quality of the output, not based on the hours of work output. So that is a major thing which I would recommend for this time.
Great. Fine. So my next question will be, um, should companies monitor? So my next question will be, should companies monitor after hours communication? So I think you already spoke about it. Now you can elaborate more about it.
Yes, yes. So after our repeat that question. After our
So after working after hours communication.
okay, after working hours communication. Yes, I think they have to monitor after hours communication. It is not because they want the surveillance. They want to help the organization to achieve their goals. See, HR has to monitor teams are having this after hour communication so that they can intervene. HR has to intervene and they can check why this is happening. Whether really there is any problem or understaffed person, or they don't know how to prioritize the work, or there is any issue with the leadership. So those things has to be touched by an HR, and they have to redesign, or they have to think any help or redesigning has to be done in this case. So employee, we should not encourage the after working hours conversations. That's what from my experience I can say.
Great, sir. Very well said, sir. So next will be a very interesting question. So, what role can AI play in identifying burnout risk while respecting employees' privacy? So, what role can AI play in identifying burnout risk while respecting employee privacy?
Okay. So AI, everyone, I think they are, expecting some to happen. That is losing job or X or Y. And recently, I also we all know from Ford they have reinstated the employee who they have fired out recently because AI is not giving the desired output. So AI has both positive and negative things. So the AI can give, they can perform the repetitive tasks. So they can consolidate the data available, and they can give an output of, less engagement, about the less engagement or absenteeism. They can give an excess overtime, anything. So from that, I think we have to check what is the actual happening in the domain or in the team, whether why they are giving the excess overtime. So because we have to, we have to redesign the workload or prioritize the workload X or Y. So from the AI we can make all the repetitive tasks to be done, and I think the human has to concentrate mostly based on the quality output or customer service, improving the customer service index, or collaboration, or concentrating on the career growth of the person who are working under IM or on the team, like that. So I think that is the major thing with the AI. We have to move to the skill-based thing or knowledge-based or creativity-based thing. We have to move.
Great, sir. That's very well said, sir. So my next question will be a very interesting question. So the next segment, what we are going to talk about the individual responsibility. What can employees do before reaching burnout? So how an employee, so if an employee is going to watch this podcast, what an employee can do before reaching burnout?
So the first thing is they have to identify the early sign of burnout. So I think most of us, we are not getting sleep. So that is one of the sign of the burnout, and feel frustrated or not motivated, and there is a emotional detachment will be there. So these are the early signs for a burnout. So the employee should watch for this early sign. That is number one. And the next thing is prioritization of the work, as I said earlier. So organization will demand so to take more number of projects. And they want all the projects are on priority basis. They have to complete. So the employee better they have to sit with the leader or with the boss, reporting boss, and they have to prioritize which projects has to be taken, and the desired output has to come from which project they have to check. So that is the number two, prioritization of work they have to do. And the third thing is they have to seek for help. If they found anything not available with them, or they are don't know anything, they can expertly they can ask the advice for an expert or from the leader or from some other team also. So those things I can say the employee can develop these type of activities.
Great, sir. Very well said, sir. Sir, how can professionals establish healthy boundaries without appearing less committed?
So
These are all advice you are giving to employees for watching.
okay. So the health boundaries, the number one, I think they have to prioritize the work. Again, I am saying the same thing. So they have to prioritize the work. They have to sit with the managers or with the leaders, and they have to prioritize which type of work or what work has to be completed on priority basis. That is the number one thing which I can say. And for setting the boundaries, they should be very clear that they are not available 24/7 on a day basis. That is the number two, which they have to be very clear. And the third thing, they have to enjoy their vacations. There should be a perfect work-life balance. So I think those three things to be practiced by an employee to come out of the burnout.
Great, great. Very well said, sir. So why do many successful professionals hesitate to ask for help? Is that in India it happens, or why do many successful professionals hesitate to ask for help? Is it an Indian problem?
So yes, I think because of our, psychological and societal thing, it is a fear actually. Because when we ask help to another person, they will think that he is an incapable person, or he is a less committed person, and unable to perform or accept the job. So, as I said, Indians, we all accept more and more pressure or more assignment, and we want to do on our own. We don't want to share the credit with others. So we will work for a long time. We will extend our working hours. We will not take breaks, short breaks, or we will postpone the vacations with our family, or even we will stretch our extra hand to meet those expectations. So we will have more number of assignment will be assigned, and we will work. Definitely, we cannot achieve those targets. So I think these kind of things we have to avoid, and it has to be practiced by more employees to seek for the help. It is not a sin to asking or seek for the help with the others experts.
Great. So the next question which I would like to ask you very personally is that what habits have helped you personally to remain resilient through your leadership journey? Because you to have 20 some years of experience. So, what habits have helped you personally to be resilient throughout the leadership journey?
So the first thing I would say is the delegation. So my team, I have a 6 member of team in my DTH. So I will delegate when I receive some X or Y job, and I will guide them. Not I will stop with the delegation. I will guide them, and they will come to me if they are stuck in somewhere. So the first thing is the delegation. So we should not think that every job is to be done by ourselves. Okay, that is the number one. And number two is work-life balance, that I am following very strictly. 9 to 6, 9:30 to 6 precisely. 9:30 to 6 is the office working hour, where we are concentrate. Even my team, they are concentrate only on the job. And after 6, we will have our personal life. Probably, most probably, 99.9%, we will not enter into that personal space.
Okay.
So that we are very keen about that. And the third important thing which I can say is the training. We have to train our peers and persons around us. So the office staff will know 9:30 to 12:40, sir will be available here. After 12:40, he will be available here. After 6, he will not be available here. So I will train each and every person by our behavior pattern. So I think these 3 things helps me to build our my resiliency power.
Very nice, sir. Very, very well said, sir. So my next question will be, what is the hidden financial cost of burnout to an organization? It's a very interesting question because nobody is talking about what is the hidden financial cost to burnout to an organization.
Definitely it costs more. For example, if a burnout employee, we cannot able to retain those employee. So there is a cost involved in again recruiting an other employee, since after joining he will be on a probation period for 6 months. So we don't know whether he will give the same type of output where the ex-employee gives. So the cost will be more. Not only in this, if he is in the system, that burnout employee is in the system, he will have some physical or mental tiredness, and those things he will spread to other employee. In the first question which you have asked, it is an organizational problem, it is not an individual problem. So organization culture will be spoiled because of this. So the cost is very huge. That's what we have to understand.
Very, very well said, sir. Very interesting, very nice, very well said. So my next question will be, which HR metrics best can indicate burnout, sir? Is there any before attrition happens? Which HR metrics? So what are the signs and which HR metrics can indicate burnout?
So absenteeism.
Oh, nice, very well said.
Absenteeism is one thing, and also the another thing, presenteeism. It also should be considered, because the presenteeism is increasing day by day in each and every organization. When there is HR or leaders, when they are not entering into and having a one-to-one conversation or meeting with them, we cannot find this presenteeism. So I think absenteeism and presenteeism plays a major role in that metrics.
Very well said, sir. Very well said, sir. So my next question is a very unique question. So I just want to ask you, can burnout impact innovation, creativity, and customer experience? Because see, most of the organizations are in India or service. Some are production and service. Only two business verticals we follow through in India. So I just want to ask, can burnout impact innovation, creativity, and customer experience?
Yes, definitely it will affect the innovation, creativity, and customer service, because see, and a burnout employee, he cannot have empathy, and he cannot serve the customer. For example, take a customer service executive who is burnout employee. So he will not have an empathy. He will be frustrated when a customer, even frustrated customer will call. Most of the customers, they want immediately the connection to be done. So they will be frustrated customers. So definitely this burnout will affect the performances not only of an employee, as overall performances of an organization. And the second thing is creativity. So the creativity and innovation. So definitely there will be a backlog in creativity and innovation when employees are burned out because they cannot think beyond such a limit. So the burnout employees are, they are fed up, so they don't want to think anything, and also they will spread these negative impact into other employees as well as. So yes, absolutely, the customer service area or the innovative creativity, which is the remedy for AI. Those are the skills which has to be protected. So definitely we have to think about the burnout, employee burnout in these three aspects.
Very well said, sir. So it's a very different question based on your experience. You can just say, sir, our current Gen Z, our younger generations experiencing more burnout than the previous generation. What is your opinion on it?
So that is because they have not been trained for delayed gratification.
Okay.
So they have to see everything is available, digital, everything is available. So if my son wants to, they are not my. If my wife is not cooking a fantastic dinner, he will immediately order in Swiggy or Zomato
Okay.
from biryani or curry or something X or Y, readily available. So he will not wait. Even he will go and purchase, and he wants to cook. He will not. So delayed gratification is one of the main criteria which the youngsters or Gen Z has to develop for better future of tomorrow.
That was very well said, sir. I think you told it from your personal experience. So my next question will be, how will burnout evolve increasingly in remote, hybrid, and global distributed teams? Because now people are talking about work from home, remote working, hybrid. So how will burnout evolve? What is going to happen to an employee who is working as a remote when he has got burnout? What will be the impact to the organization and for the
Yes,
for the
yes,
individual?
yes. See, when we meet each and every one in an office environment, it is entirely different. So we will have a face-to-face interaction, and there will be a restriction between the working hours. For example, as I said, 9:30 to 6 is the working hours. After working hours, we will be engaged and we will look after our work-life balances or our personal thing. When there is a work from home or hybrid working, then I think 24 bar 7 you have to be on. So the employer or the boss, they will call, and the frequent updation has to be given. As I said, the notification will come, and there is some urgency to revert to the emails even in late hours. And there will be because of the zone differences, there will be a late night meetings. So these are well put together for I think employee will have more burnout rather than working in an offices.
Great, sir. I think we will just close last one or two questions. So, from your heart personally, if you could change one workplace practice tomorrow to reduce burnout, what will be it?
So we have to evaluate our that is the performance should be evaluated not based on the long working hours. It should be evaluated on customer service index, and it should be evaluated on the collaboration, and it should be evaluated on the innovations, and the well-being, employee well-being. That is, a leader should be evaluated based on their down person well-being of them. So I think these things has to be updated, because as of now we are just saying about the long working hours and the output of the employee. We are considering the quantity, not the quality of the output. That has to be changed.
Yeah. Very well said, sir. So, but the last question to you, sir. Say this podcast will be viewed by a number of leaders, HR leaders, employees, startup CEOs, young people, Gen Z CEOs. So, one leadership mantra which you would like to give them so that they build a very sustainable, high performance organization without burnout. So, what will be your final take? What for future generation, for future workplace?
See, leadership is they have to prepare one platform for an employee where the environment should be open, transparent, and wellness, and without any fear they have to come out with the new ideas, and stay healthy and perform their jobs. This should be the mantra for CEO, for having a good organization and a culture also.
Great. That's very well said. So thank you so much for your time, sir. We'll wind up because you have clearly elaborated about burnout from your experience. It was very insightful, even for me. I got a lot of insights. So thank you so much, sir. And the last closing notes I would like to give: organization don't lose people because work is hard. They lose people when work becomes endlessly hard without purpose, recognition, recovery, or support. Sustainable performance is built on sustainable people. So thank you everyone for listening to the podcast. And until we meet or until we connect next time, thank you so much. And thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thanks. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much. Good night.
Bye. Bye.